Much intel. Welcome back to the War Room. I'm Frost, joined by Swiller on audio and Fried Potatoes here on video. All three of us tonight are going to talk about a whole bunch of stuff, including Marjorie Taylor Greene claims Trump team discussing nuclear strikes on Iran. What do you guys think? Let us know in chat. We're going to be talking about a whole bunch of stuff tonight. And yeah. How we doing, Fried?
Good. How are you?
Doing fantastic. It's been a great Sunday. Swiller, welcome in. What are you doing, buddy?
Not too much, man. Just riding the roller coaster that is life.
Heck yeah. Let me turn off the filters on, let's see here, flight radar. Well, maybe not. There's a lot more military than I thought there was. I've got some balloons up. C5s. Maybe that was a bad idea. We'll see. I'll be scooting around the map. Let me actually turn those filters back on. Man, that was an awful idea. Right now I see a SAM flight heading east. If I could actually get my stuff working here. All right. Let's see here. We are live over on TikTok, YouTube, and X. Tombstone, thank you for the treat. That's pretty cool. Thank you so much. Let's see who's in here. We got Collie Pop, Half Pint, Tim Harkness. Hey, welcome in, Tim. Good to see you. Mike R, Psychic Mike. Of course, Warwatch Bots in here. Buzz, welcome in, Buzz. Hey, good to see you too. And again, thanks for the support there, Tombstone 71. So far in the chat, we have Psychic Mike 732 says ICEMP, but not nuclear. That must be regarding the stream title. Wasn't trying to be overly doomy there, but that is a real title going on right now. A real news event updated an hour ago. Marjorie Taylor Greene claims that the Trump team is discussing nuclear strikes on Iran. Greene wrote that the discussions are real and pure evil, warning that they could lead to global catastrophe. Words are hard tonight. And economic collapse. While recalling the 214,000 deaths from the 1945 Hiroshima and Nagasaki bombings, she offered no evidence or sources amid the ongoing U.S. Israeli military campaign against Iran. That escalated with major strikes on nuclear sites and leadership in 2026. Online reactions are split between alarming calls for peace and skepticism about her claim, with no White House response so far. Here's the sus thing for me. She gave no, I know you can't always do this. She gave no hard evidence to show anything, and I'm not trying to discredit her. I kind of want to know what you guys have to say. Fried, what do you think?
Well, I'll be completely honest. I've spent most of my Sunday not in any news or things like that, so I didn't find out about this until just a little bit ago. Am I surprised? No. Do I feel like there's things going on today? Yes. I think that there's a bigger picture for this. So we'll see what happens. I think it's going to be an interesting week.
I think it will be an interesting week. I think we might hear maybe the Trump admin team or Trump himself possibly come back and discredit this or something. But Swillard, what do you think?
I mean, I know we don't have a stated no first use policy. I would like to think that those weapons are purely defensive.
Did that change when we went to the Department of War?
I mean,
instead of the Department of Defense?
Maybe that bottle of Tito's that Hegseth walks around with, maybe, but I don't know, man. I did a little research a couple weeks ago when this topic came up for different reasons. And like, even if you were to drop, you'd have to drop a massive ordnance penetrator into the ground and have it blow up. And then shortly behind it, you would have to drop a special weapon in there. And all that has to go off without a hitch. Like, in the new Top Gun, and they're like, we need two miracles to happen, Miracle 1 and Miracle 2. Like, you're looking at that kind of a mission right there.
This is
But
starting to feel like Top Gun Maverick. We've talked
it
about that a
is
few times.
it is, and it's just, I don't know. I don't like where we sit right now. I think that there's, like Fried said, bigger picture. I think there's bigger fish to fry, and we just haven't gotten to it yet. I don't know. It seems all distraction-y.
Now, today or tomorrow, isn't there like a peace deal ending between Iran or something? I want to say that there was something ending very soon, some kind of tentative peace plan. Not that it went great to begin with, but between the U.S. and Iran, I thought there was something ending. Real quick, Chris Tucker 621 sending the turn it up. Hey, thank you so much. And I want to switch over to our TikTok chat. We haven't been live over there in a while. I want to give a huge shout out to Mr. Fixit .og. Mr. Fixit over there, long time friend of the channel, said, I'd be so mad to watch a man-made sun with no whiskey. It's not a war crime if it's the first time. Or we release some purely energy-based rods from space, like rods for God. And then Lamb Chop says, listening while driving. Hey, drive safe. Hope you guys are having a great night. Yeah, this is getting reposted quite a bit over on X, obviously, but we also have to be careful because Marjorie Taylor Greene definitely has a vendetta against Trump and admins. So who knows? Who knows this one? I hope it's not true. I think personally releasing a nuke right now, unleashing the nuke, like somebody said in chat, this would be, I think, then maybe Russia would be like, hey, we can join in on the nuclear train against Ukraine. And I think once the nuclear bag has been opened, I think it's hard to take off the table.
Yes.
PHF0CW77 in chat, I'll go ahead and highlight that real quick, says the MOU runs out tomorrow. So the yeah, I thought that was tomorrow. So things are about to possibly get interesting with that.
I did read earlier. Well, I did read earlier that there might be a backdoor that they might have gotten in for communication. So that was another development I saw today briefly.
Swiller, what were you going to say?
That's irrelevant. Just made a joke, comment.
Oh.
I said get your gas.
Tim Harkness, I believe we are well protected on the home front. I think so too, buddy. I think so too. I do worry about the nuclear being let out of the bag, though. My gosh, that could get really, really bad.
I mean, there's a lot of pew-pews here in the homeland, but there's also a lot of military-aged Middle Easterns and military-aged Chinese men. And they also have pew-pews in some cases because, access is pretty rampant in this country, whether you're for it or against it. So I don't know how protected we are on the homeland. I know that there'd be a hell of a fight at first, but there's a lot of military-aged males from other countries here that just make odds really terrifying.
When the border was wide open for how long?
Oh, with good old Grandpa Joe? Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Frickin' Brandon.
Definitely a free-for-all there. Pausing just for a moment. Speaking of pew-pews, there is a lot going on. If you are a Second Amendment supporter, if you have firearms, any of that stuff, there's a lot of stuff going on right now. I'm not going to give you any legal advice. But there's a lot of changes happening in the last 72 hours regarding the NFA for suppressors and short-barreled rifles and stuff like that. There's a lot of misinformation online. I'd really like if you carry, if you modify your firearms, if you have short barrel rifles or you're thinking about doing that, or suppressors, I'd say just be careful what you're doing in the next few weeks and let the dust settle first. I'm just going to give you advice. I'm not going to give you legal advice, but just be cautious with that stuff. So what happened if you're trying to figure out what I'm talking about is the NFA tax stamp went away for a while ago, but now there was a few claims that the NFA not being able to tax, say like suppressors or SBRs and stuff like that, that it was no longer like allowed. If you can't tax this, then you can't really do anything with it. There's a lot to it, but again, I've been asked personally to like, hey, just let the dust settle before you go out and like try to load up on suppressors or just at home use an SBR or make a rifle an SBR, all that kind of stuff. I'm not sure how many Second Amendment or firearm owners we have here in chat, but just again, be extra cautious for the next few weeks and let the dust settle from all of that crazy stuff. Let's catch up in chat. Chances of us actually being invaded are slim to none. Too many bang sticks and other gear. It's a good point there, Buzz. Mike R in chat says, keep the nuke genie in the bottle. I completely agree with that one. Hey, Rhonda. Rhonda says, I'm back. Hey, welcome back. Rhonda says, please hit the like button. Thank you so much, Rhonda. Hey, Jack Horicon, welcome in. Jack's welcome to the chat. And Kathy has checked into the net. Welcome in, Kathy. Good to see you. Again, we are go ahead.
If you guys are liking what you're hearing, definitely smash that like button. If you're new around here, feel free to subscribe to the channel. If you're on YouTube, subscribing is free, FREE free. If you're on the other platforms, hit the buttons that tickle the algorithms, the likes, the shares, the follows, all that good stuff. We appreciate you being here. You are at Warwatch Intel, 24/7 live stream on the internet and occasional track and chills, as we like to call them. And appreciate you, Frost, for giving us a place to hang out tonight.
Hey,
yeah,
no
I want to give a special shout out over on the TT platform, Sicilian in chat. So good to see old friends.
Hey, Sicilian. Good to see you. Thanks for hanging out. Hey, we haven't been live over on the TikTok platform for a while, so good to see you over there. And let's see, what else is going on in the news? We're just kind of tracking what's up in the sky, going over the news stories, listen to EAMs as they happen. So if you see anything, you can just go ahead and track the normal way. You can shout it out in chat, and we'll just sit here and track all the things and go over all the stuff.
The weather across the country right now, whether you are in the Midwest or down in Hawaii, Indiana flooding right now, Hawaii flooding and hurricane right now. It's quite intense out there.
Yeah, that Lala is getting crazy over there in Hawaii.
And that's from a hurricane, right?
Yes.
Hurricane
Lala.
Interesting.
Yep, she was a tropical storm, then she went to a category 1, and then she hit land, and now she's tropical storm again. But at least 100 homes are damaged, which is actually, 100 homes is devastating, but could have been a lot worse. So, but the flooding, my goodness.
There's a video out there that is of the Rainbow Falls in Hawaii. That's a before and after And the amount of water coming off of these falls is just fascinating, impressive.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Tim Harkness in chat over on YouTube says, Frost, Fried, and Swiller, thanks for taking the time to do this. Hey, you're welcome, Tim. Thanks for being here. We enjoy it. And real quick, over on TikTok, Swiller, I'm not sure if I'm allowed to say that over here on YouTube or not. So I'm not sure where the algorithm stands, but we'll see. Sicilian American over on TikTok celebrates reaching a level 4 supporter over on TikTok. So thank you so much, Sicilian, and thanks for being there. And Friday, I think we got some like gifts over there and stuff like that. I can't see them, but if you've done that, thank you so much.
Yeah, and as just to kind of segue, you were talking about track and chill and what's in the sky. You know what I did see today before we got on live? Apparently another drone from Russia got into Romania again. So, but they shot it down. So that was another thing that was in the sky today.
Speaking of drones, I believe it was Ukraine a week ago or around a week ago they were doing a mock war game with the United States military, and they were using drones against the U.S. military in like a mock fight, and they won. They won the little skirmish. So really interesting there.
I don't know. Anytime you say war games, I think of
Matthew,
the big game. Yes, I don't want to play war games.
Fried and anyone who's into the earthquake stuff, we had another earthquake. Swiller was telling us about a 7.7 quake off of Indonesia. Again, tsunami warning issued. The death toll is already 40 plus and climbing.
In Venezuela, Colombia, Japan, Indonesia, Guatemala had a quake earlier in the year. It just seems like it's a rumbling and rolling. Some folks say that the west coast of the United States, somewhere between Alaska and, say, Mexico, so Canada, Mexico, United States, somewhere in there is the next area that's going to be affected. I was a little boy for the last earthquake. We'll see what happens during this one, if it's up here, down south, or where.
You know, the one that worries me is, of course, California, but the one that really worries me that I talk about all the time is the one over in the Pacific Northwest, Washington and Oregon, the Cascadian subduction zone.
Mm-hmm.
That one's terrifying as well as one of the as well as the one over at San Andreas Fault over there in California and stuff.
Yep.
Kathy in chat over on YouTube says, yes, earthquakes are heating. We've already touched on this one, but Iran's ceasefire clock is ticking. White House says no talks to extend it, and it expires August 17th.
I'll say it again. Get your gas. Fill her up.
Gas is already trending back upwards here in Wyoming. I mean, we generally have pretty good gas prices, but it's been creeping back up.
Yeah, I feel like it went down for a day.
Yeah,
and then it went right back up.
It's trending down here. It just went down to $4.99 a gallon today. It had been $5.25 for the past 4 weeks. In my area,
give us a shout in chat. Tell us what gas is. What are you paying for gas in your area? Diesel, and if it is diesel, say that it's diesel. But yeah, what's gas prices in your area?
Yeah,
throw that out in chat. And then while we're doing that, Swiller, this is a question for you because you are amazing with motors and gas and all that crazy stuff.
I do have gas.
For my crazy brain, is diesel like prices way out of whack compared to the other like unleaded and stuff? Diesel seems like it's a crazy high.
Don't get me started. It is.
So what's going on with that?
All right. What really pisses me off about diesel and why I don't own a diesel vehicle is because diesel is a byproduct of gasoline. Okay. There is like, of all the vehicles on the road, like 25% of all the fuel consumed is diesel fuel, which means that 75% of the fuel consumed is gasoline or an ethanol derived gasoline, right? So ethanol up to 15% in some cases, like, So where I get really frustrated is that if diesel is a byproduct of the
Mhm.
production of gasoline, then why does it cost more to produce than gasoline? If gasoline is the finished product, then why is diesel more money? Especially if less cars use it. It should be the other way around. If gas is $2, diesel should be $1, not
Right.
not the other way around. So yeah, it is a bit askew, and it is very high. And one thing to remember is when you're looking at the price of crude oil, there's two prices of crude oil. There's a WTI, which is gasoline. That's what's tied to gasoline, and then there's the Brent crude, which that ties a little bit more to like industry and bunker fuel, the fuel that powers the ships and whatnot,
Right.
as well as diesel. And right now, those numbers are also out of whack. So go figure. One way or another, you know whose bones and bucks it comes out of? Us.
The
You,
consumer,
me,
baby.
Mm-hmm.
all of us.
Let's catch up in chat to see what people are paying for in gas. Over on YouTube, Buzz says $3.99. Walrus says $4.40. Regan says $3.47 in Rural, Kentucky. Oh my gosh, I can't even speak today. Miranda says Wisconsin $3.99 unleaded. Veggie says drones are scary as they are now, very easy to build and cheap to make. A commander today said the U.S. does not have the sensors it needs to protect from a drone storm. Thank you so much, Veggie. Pete C says $5 for gas. PHF says diesel is what is most impacted by the Gulf supplies. Gas is not the primary concern. Diesel moves the economy. Literally, yeah, that's the stuff that moves stuff around the country, right?
Yeah, man.
Pete C says Arizona Tank $3.89 here in Florida. Thank you so much, Tank.
Hey,
Welcome
Tank.
in.
Good to see you, Tank.
Good to see you, Tank. AGen X77 says 409 regular per gallon in Southwest Pennsylvania for the last few weeks. Let's see here. Agen X77, if I'm saying that right, that's your first time coming in on chat. Hey, welcome in. Thanks for being here. PHF also says diesel fuel is primarily produced from our crude oil, not the sweet crude oil. And I didn't know about the differences in the oil until Swiller told me about the difference in the oil. What was that around the time of Venezuela's incursion there?
He's such a walking AI.
I know, right? I'm like, hey, Swiller, tell me about sweet crude oil.
Hey, airplane guru, what is this?
Mike R says 387 in central New York. And let's pause right there to catch up over on TikTok. Smokey over on TikTok says 351 in North Carolina. So thank you so much, Smokey, over there on TikTok. Back to YouTube. Easy says gas is $3.99 and diesel's $4.99 in El Dorado. We have a refinery here in our own town. That's awesome. So you probably, hopefully, get a discount there. Buzz says buy off-road diesel and hope you don't get caught. I don't know anything about that.
All they do is they dye it red, and it signifies that there's not taxes paid on it. Because if you're not using your diesel vehicle on the roadway, then there's no reason to pay roadway taxes. So, like if you have a tractor, farm equipment, things along those lines,
I had no idea.
or generators, things, small diesel motors that aren't on the road. Yeah. So you shouldn't have to pay roadway taxes to use that stuff, and they dye it red and you buy it. And if you have a diesel truck and you get pulled over and they decide to look in your gas tank and take a sample and it comes back red, it's a very, very, very large fine.
Does that actually happen? People check your gas tank?
Yeah, more so
Okay.
on more so on like big rigs and
Okay.
whatnot. But yeah, if they think you're running red dye diesel in your vehicle, they can check you and they can hose you.
Crazy. Kathy says 520 California in the desert. Lamb is the light 380. Tim Harkness, all of the emissions crap is why diesel fuel is why. Thank you, Tim. Amy Hoon, wait, welcome in. Good to see you.
You know what, though?
Meme Rule is paying $0.50 per liter. Go ahead,
Wow.
50
Bride.
cents a liter.
Well, I was just going to say, you know what, though? I'm the coupon clipping queen. And so I just had 44 cents off a gallon the other day. So
That's huge.
don't forget to upload apps and things like that. Follow me for more savings tips.
Jack's paying $3.66 in gas where he normally fills up. Tim says diesel was expensive 15 years ago. And then let's see, Rachel says $4.99 in Southern Ohio. My gosh. So I feel like we're paying quite a bit more right now, obviously. To the
And wasn't that a controversy like, I don't know, 10 years ago or so, where diesel got so outrageous compared to regular gas, and then that kind of went by the wayside where it's a little more, not even by any means, but I think that there was some big pushback on that.
Hey, Cecilian, thank you so much for the support over there on TikTok. Thank you so much for the chats and all the fun stuff. Thank you. I really, really appreciate it. It's good to see you. Let's see here. So speaking of gas prices, the Gulf of Oman, the Strait of Hormuz. What do we think about that being the next U.S. territory? Was that just another joke? Was that, are we playing 8D chess here? What's going on? Swiller, what's going on with that, buddy?
I appreciate a good troll. I like being a troll at times myself. I think it's time to quit monkeying around with trying to rename everything and all the dramatics.
Can it do anything for us if that's a U.S. territory?
It's not even. How can you call a body of water territory? It doesn't work that way.
I don't know. I'm trying to play neutral on both sides here.
I mean, I'm thinking about this like fishing. You know, like you can fish any navigable waterway, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's because nobody can claim that water. Somebody might be able to claim the dirt under the water if the water dries up. Fine.
Oh, don't get me started on that.
Like until that, it's a navigable waterway. It's the world's waterway. So no, as much as I love a good measuring contest, if you know what I mean, I don't think that's the way you measure it.
Why? Side note: why is it allowed to limit what some people in some states are able to catch for rainwater if it's falling out of the sky? Kind of same thing there. Let's see here. Let's see what everyone in chat thinks is going on. Amy says, I think this is a joke. Lamb is the light says gas will be up to 50 cents or more in the tourist area. Bearded Observer, good evening. It seems like there was a push for diesel cars like some of the B-dubs. Then diesel jumped above gas. Possibly. Hey, welcome in, Bearded. Mike R says pipelines and train tracks render the strait useless. Go ahead, buddy.
If you were able to find a photo that I give you a description of, would you be able to pull it up?
I can try.
Because I see some folks in the chat. I see one of them said here, what was it? Give Israel the green light to nuke Iran. And it brought me to thinking about the morale of the situation right now and what we're talking about.
Yeah, that's the
I don't
next
know.
big talking point.
Did you see the airplane, Frost?
Which one?
The KC-135 or KC-46, whatever it was, but the KC aircraft with the graffiti on it, call it, or maybe the message from soldiers, if you want to call it that, just or airmen or
I
whoever was
did
behind the
not. This is
airplane.
the first time I'm hearing of this.
Yeah, look, you should look this up. I sent you a TikTok on it. I don't know if you want to go look it up that way, but basically, long story short, we had an airplane parked on a tarmac somewhere, and we had some very descriptive writing in the dirt. You know how like somebody's got a really dirty car and you write "wash me in the window."
Okay.
Well, they did this on an airplane,
You should
and
send me an image over on Discord, and I will definitely
just see what
describe
I
it.
can do.
What I will describe what I'm seeing if I'm not allowed to share it. We'll see. We'll see.
Yeah, let me see what I can. You know what? I bet you I can find. I know where I can maybe find it faster than because one way doesn't like you to copy. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Regan says some ... to demonstrate the absurd being absurd. Buzz says hard to be an owner and operator with a fleet. Tim says I had 30 grand a month in fuel bills when I had my truck. That's crazy. 2 trucks, Tim.
Mm.
That's nuts.
Jeez.
Jack Horcon. To be fair, the writing on the plane was rather G-rated. Regan, it's in Discord general chat already. Okay, I'll take a look right now. Thank you so much.
Perfect.
Give me 1 second here.
Oh, I got it for you. I'll just forward it over to you, Frosty.
Perfect. Is that going to be over on Discord?
Yeah, I'll send it to you as a DM on Discord. That way you don't gotta go scrolling through over there.
Do take a second if you do enjoy Discord. Join our Discord. We have over 1,000 people sharing stuff on there that we can't really share on some of the other channels like TikTok or YouTube. So we do have a giant growing Discord.
Just because I'm on it right now, literally 1,128 members and growing.
All right, I'm gonna have to save this image because the text is kind of tiny here.
Yeah, you do what you got to do, but once you bring it up, you're gonna see, like somebody decided to write there that
I'm gonna try to share this here.
we're BB's cucks.
Let's take a look. All right, I'm gonna zoom in. Hopefully.
Whoops.
Okay, I'm not going to say any of these out loud, but okay. So they're writing in the dirt. Okay.
Oh. What?
Piece deal number 64 incoming.
Okay, so where was this parked at? I love flock. That's my favorite. I love flock cameras. That's
my
the
goodness.
best. Is this a cat eating pizza?
Yes, with hair. I believe that, well, in a squiggly Raleigh fingers mustache.
Okay.
The detail on this is
Raleigh
exquisite.
fingers. Let's go. Shout out to the Oakland Athletics. Let's go.
And this was a refueler?
Yes. Regan says anonymous post from a main base is what they read.
Interesting.
Well, it takes all kinds.
All right.
Agreed, Buzz.
There's that All right. So while we're in the region, we're talking about the region. I'm guessing that's possibly where that refueler was. Not sure. I'd like to get some, I don't know, some feedback from everybody in chat about. I was never in any armed forces. Was not in the Navy. I respect everyone that does do that and has done that. We have a lot of veterans here, but I would like some feedback, especially from everyone, but especially from any veterans about what's going on in the. And I'm not gonna like make this lighthearted in any way. Well, it's probably pretty serious. People going overboard over on the in the Gulf of Oman, the Strait of Hormuz, stuff like that. We've had, and even in the Med, we've had some extended deployments up there. What do you guys think of this? We've all seen the photos of some of stuff they were getting served. Is this pretty normal for an extended deployment? Do we need to get stuff? Obviously, we need to get stuff over there, resupply, right? But are these extended stays and deployments normal? What's going on here? Tell me what you think. I know every deployment is hard. I know extended deployments are probably much harder than any of us civilians can understand and cope with. But what's your take? I've also heard of a few different conspiracy theories of, not conspiracy theories, but theories of they don't want to bring some of these back because they do have some battle damage on them. And then people will talk. That was one of them. And two, some of the toilets and heads and rooms can't flush and stuff at the moment, making matters much worse. But I'm not going to be an alarmist. I don't know if this is way out of the realm. I don't know if this is being like blown out of proportion, or if this is a real thing that maybe that's something we can help with here at home. Tim Harkness 9152, probably someone I would say knows a lot about this. Says a lot of that has been debunked, that people are jumping. That's good, Tim. Thank you so much. Buzz says, you don't really want my opinion, bro. Hey, I do. I really, really do. We just got to keep it somewhat family friendly, but it's if you feel like sharing your opinion and it's family friendly, by all means, please share it, because I'm wanting to educate myself and educate others here on the channel about possibly what's going on. If we need to do more, if there's something that personally, like, I don't know, I'm not saying this channel can do a whole lot, but if like phone calls need to be made, gift baskets need to be sent, like you name it, what can we do here at home to help out? Or is there anything? Is there nothing that we can do? And just use our voices instead. George says, we honestly don't have enough carriers anymore to effectively do all the missions. We are asking our naval forces to do. That is why the carriers get extended, but not fighting to win isn't helping. Edma, hey, thanks for watching. Hey, thank you. Thank you so much for being here. Edma says, I don't believe anything Green has to say. I'm with you on that. As far as I'm not sure. I am not sure. Again, recapping, if you're just pulling up the stream, Marjorie Taylor Greene said, let me get the quote correctly here. Marjorie Taylor Greene claims Trump team is discussing nuclear strikes on Iran. That's hard to take at face value, because I'm sure she has a large vendetta with not just Trump, but the whole Trump admin team. She's distanced herself from all of that. And again, we don't get like into the politics here, left or right. We try to stay pretty agenda free on that. Let's see here. How long have our troops been out on the Lincoln, really? Rhonda, probably guessing incorrectly, but I wanted to say it was north of 10 months. Does that sound right?
250 days.
250 days.
And if you go back to Sam's comment up above, historically, like I know my own personal family members have been on ships for long periods of time, but they at least, get off at a port and there's maintenance and there's all kinds of stuff. They're just sitting, right? I don't even think Sam kind of said at this point, there's probably no docking even.
Yeah, I've heard there's no port, no docking. Sicilian over on TikTok says Trump needs to make up his mind at this point. Thank you, Sicilian. Let's see here. Rogue Matt, in my honest opinion, my only take is that SMs know that the only way stuff changes is through the public eye. Sees the UBS. The only people that know whether it is blown out of proportion in the SMs are in the position. Yeah, it'll be interesting. Maybe if there is any truth to this, maybe that's why we're keeping people there. I don't know. If they come back, maybe the morale would be worse because these people are going to come back and talk about it with other service members. I'm not sure. I'm open to all points right now. Peace or Pieces 8343 only had one extended tour that was manning and training. Hey, thank you so much, Peace. Sam, and yes, do have 3+ naval deployments. I can speak to this a bit. Hey, thank you so much. Used F2C. I think they ship as a sitting duck sacrificial lambs to ramp up WW3. I really hope not. I am the Walrus. Still waiting here on proof of space lasers. Lasers are becoming like a real thing, especially in the Navy, though. Space lasers, I'm not sure. Jack Horicon can't take someone serious that has left office and has no security clearance. The information she's claiming. Hey, that's a good point. So Jack Horcon's saying that Marjorie Taylor Greene has no security clearance anymore. She's left the position. So how can we take her serious? And Tim comes back again, 280 days for that deployment.
Which is so true, though, right? Like your information, your source, your information is not. Your source is only as good as the information, or your information is only good as the source, whatever it is. I mean, when it comes down to it, that's absolutely a great point.
And I think what we're talking about there is back again on the stream title. Marjorie Taylor Greene claims that the Trump team is discussing nuclear strikes on Iran.
Yeah.
I would hope not. We've talked about that many times. Buzz says, I'll say this, the game is being played perfectly. Oh, so maybe we're trying to downplay our hand, say that we're running out of stock, supplies, morale is bad, and then we strike big, maybe. Tim Harkness says 9152, it's an aircraft carrier supplied daily. Good point, Tim. Think of all the cargo planes coming into the Middle East daily. That's a lot. And those floating cities, the warships, destroyers, aircraft carriers, they need a lot of resupply. You're right. I'm the Walrus. MTG spoke on the Rothschilds using a space lasers to start wildfires a few years ago. She's either gullible or insane. Amy Hoon, I believe she's doing this because of the midterms. Hey, fair point. Fair point. We have that coming up. AZ Toaster, I believe the art of psyops with the political backdrop has never been this intense, especially with the modern day social media. These are different times. I completely agree. Psyops with politics and meddling from other countries and stuff right now is probably just wild. Side note, the defenders of the United States and all of our interests are digital warfare people, the ones protecting our online security and all that stuff and infrastructure. are going through major stress as well right now. There's been a few of them that have unalived themselves, unfortunately. But I guess the stress of that job right now is at an all-time high. So very unfortunate to hear that. I hope they can get them some help in however they can. Rogue, if you look at from the perspective of every form of media, it's a potential psyop, and you could understand the game, as Buzz has put it. Hey, I agree. I definitely agree. We have to watch out for the psyops. Tank says, okay, now on the computer, not on the phone. Hey, welcome back.
Well, and it's interesting that you guys bring all that up too, because, you know, right before we came live, we were talking on the stream in chat about South Korea, right? So we've got Trump that's saying, oh, we're going to kind of scale back on this with these exercises with South Korea. And then as that's happening, you're seeing other posts that saying he has this great relationship with North Korea. And you just start to wonder, like, what is the bigger picture? Because you've got so many things going on. And that's what the media can do, and is sometimes manipulated by higher ups too. They're, you know, like I just said, there has to be a bigger picture in all of this.
One would hope, right?
Yes.
If we scoot north of the Middle East and go up to Ukraine, there's also reports that Ukraine hit Moscow with something like 600 drones overnight, plus strikes against Samara Air Base and the rail hub. So we'll see how or if Moscow is going to clap back with that one. And our own Army grounded all Apache training flights after the fatal crash that killed 2 soldiers, unfortunately, there at Fort Hood. Saw some photos and reports of that. That's awful. Prayers and positive thoughts and all that stuff to the families and loved ones. All right, catching back up in chat. Used and F2C hit another Wildberries warehouse. George says Russia's certainly running out of Wildberries. Rogue says, I think this is the way that it is. My opinion, all fronts that are open and will open are all connected in one way or another. Ed Shu, hey, welcome in. Welcome back. Taking a look at some of the aircrafts, it's kind of a quiet night, if I dare say the Q word. We have 2 K-35s refuelers up over and around Israel right now. And I thought we have one down here just west of the Gulf of Oman, just south of Dubai, or east of Dubai right now, south of the Strait of Hormuz. If we do have quite a bit of activity going on around Japan. Got a few, let's see, 1 P8, 2 KC2s, and a K-35R tanker. Again, east of the East Sea, the Sea of Japan. Walker, C86, hey, welcome in. Tank says, all 5 of my deployments were longer than they should have been. So is what do we have? 122 day? Is that a crazy high deployment for the Navy? That was 122 days or 280 days. Sorry, 280 days.
I was gonna say, wait
deployment.
a minute.
I don't know where I got 122.
Numbers
and words are both completely hard. Amy Hoon says, I am concerned about Asia. A lot of interesting things happening around Korea. Again, Rocket Man over in North Korea, South Korea. And of course, we have the looming possible someday invasion happening with Taiwan. So interesting. There's things happening there as well. Definitely, we're going to keep our eye on it. We do keep our eye on it, but yeah, interesting stuff. Sam says long, but not crazy long deployment. The time at sea between ports is quite long, though. Thank you, Sam. What else is trending right now? Because there's not a lot in the sky. Scrolling through reports that are coming in right now. 100 firefighters are responding as Dallas grass fire continues to spread. So I guess there's a big grass fire outside of, or in Dallas, Fort Worth area in Texas. The Ebola outbreak in the Republic of Congo has killed 2,325 people. I hope that calms down, but I also hope that stays over there. There's a Cobra Ball 612663 is outbound from Elmdorf with a tanker out in front. Haven't seen any NOTAMs for missiles firing that way. So over in Alaska, let's take a look here. Yeah, there they are. We got a tanker out front. Looks like they're flying into a little bit of a chop or storm there. And then we have the R-135 right behind it. Recon aircraft, both heading west, just southwest of Alaska. We pull out here and see.
Hey, Frost.
Yo.
Just to let you know, I'll be in the background. If I don't respond right away, I got to go on dad duty a little bit, get some dinner. Put out in front of these munchkins and get him in the shower. So feel free to ask questions or whatnot. If you have anything for me, I will be here. I will be listening. I just won't have an immediate. I got my phone back on the charger, so that's what I'm doing.
Hey, all good, buddy. Thanks for being here, man. Hogged out 82. Hey, thanks for the coins. Super appreciate it. Thanks for the support. Rogue has a question here. What is your take on Ukraine possibly hitting North Korea with the recent troop deployments? Missile hits on Ukraine territory and the possible train hit 6 kilometers away from Ukraine. We did also see Ukraine hit into Iran. What was that? 2 weeks ago, Fried? 2 or 3 weeks ago. So much happening, and I'm pretty time blind sometimes. So that was interesting. The likelihood, I don't know. But Ukraine isn't messing around with people that are supporting. So we might see some interesting stuff. It would be hard to, if we look at like just looking at the map here, Ukraine, you're going to be flying stuff over Russia. That would be nuts. China's going to be looking at that. That would be very interesting. I don't know how they would mount that attack. What do you guys think in chat? Help me answer that question. I don't have anything to support it really either way. I just think that seems really wild. I'm not saying it's out of the realm though. I'm pretty sure they would if they could.
Well, first, somebody needs to Google the distance between Kyiv or even Odessa or some major city. Somebody needs to Google this distance between that and North Korea and then figure out if they've got a weapon that can get that far. And I'm pretty sure that they don't have a weapon that can get all the way over to North Korea from Ukraine anymore. Maybe in the 90s when
it's about 5,000 miles.
Yeah, I don't think they've got that kind of capability going on right now. So the only way that they're going to hit North Korean troops specifically is if they know the muster point in Russia for the North Korean troops, and they wait until there's 1,000 or 2,000 of these troops mustered in that area, and then they're able to hit it with flamingos or long range drone attack or something along those lines. But other than that, there's not too much they can physically do to North Korea, not on North Korean soil at any rate. Back to my making pancakes.
Quite the distance. Oh, you didn't say pancakes. Now I'm jealous. Shout us out in chat. What are you guys having, or what did you have for dinner tonight? Let's see what tops pancakes. Tank says, I'm a shellback from the USS Carney at DDG 64 in 2006. Thank you so much, Tank. Appreciate your service. Thank you to all of our veterans. We have a lot of veterans here. Thank you to all of you who have served and or are serving. I know we have some lurkers here too that don't chat much, who are still serving. So shout out to you guys as well. And I know this doesn't normally like come out. I don't know how to put this, but there's a lot of people that support the country, support the United States, and support the effort who are not serving in the U.S. military. It's without being too specific, there's a lot of civilians that do a lot of stuff for us too, and I want to give them a shout out. I know we have a few of them that lurk from time to time. So big shout out and a tip of the cap to all you folks as well. Some of our civilians that do interesting things for us as well. Remo Edwards Williams. Hey, I'm new. I just found you. Hey, welcome in. Glad you found us. Let's see here. Regan, I skipped dinner. Intermittent fasting. How's that going? When I could do that, I always had good luck with that. Catching up here in chat. I am the Walrus. Ebola couldn't spread far in the U.S. I hope not. We the people. I just now started back over on TikTok. Hey, welcome in.
Yeah, it's good to see you again. Good to see we.
All right, just scrolling through here. Brian says spaghetti and meatballs with plenty of Parmesan cheese and garlic toast, and or garlic toast, Texas toast bread. That sounds delicious. I love a little bit of spaghetti with my Parmesan.
All that good cheese.
Rogue Matt says lurk. Buzz says I support the people. Remo says they will hit that train. Let's see. Bill's having chicken. You're gonna have to help me. Fried chicken Francis made by me from scratch. I probably butchered that name. I don't know what that is. Tell me what that is. That sounds...
To be honest, I don't even know what that is. All
right. Now you've stumped us. Ed.
Yes.
Ed Shu, 8 years of Air Force, F4s, F-16s, KC-135s, and C-130s. I love the F4s. Some of my favorite aircraft. Rhonda Dangles, thumbs up. Speaking of aircraft, I'm going to be at an air show in Billings, Montana on Friday. Saturday. I am super pumped. I can't wait. I'm not sure if I'm going Saturday or Sunday, but it's going to be a big one. I was there a few years ago, and I'll try to take some pictures and some video, and we'll put them on a live stream or some kind of recap or something here for War Watch. I hope they have all the great aircraft. Last time it was a few years ago, they had a lookalike Tom Cruise dressed up as Maverick. Fried's shaking her head. It was pretty cool. They actually
don't like Tom Cruise.
But you gotta love Maverick though. And they had an Iceman, a lookalike Iceman, and they both looked so amazing. I got my picture taken with them last time. We'll try to do the same thing this year. Used in F2C, I'm a civilian. I think the F-15 Tomcat looks so cool. I think so too. Rogue Matt XWC. Speaking of Maverick, did you all see the Battlefield 6 latest trailer? Yeah, they're having like a major like aircraft carriers and Maverick and Top Gun and all the stuff coming out. I don't play games here on Warwatch Intel, but over on my second channel, this is kind of like do whatever channel. I'll probably be playing some Battlefield 6 live when that comes out. We'll check that out. I'm awful at flying in that game, so anyone that joins me on like a helicopter or aircraft, you're probably doomed. But I do like sniping and stuff in the Battlefield 6 game. I am the Walrus. Don't talk bad about Tom Cruise or Scientology will come after us all. So true.
Oh my gosh.
So true, Walrus.
Oh, it just gives me goosebumps. I don't know. But it is funny because, you know, you get into this stuff with Warwatch and everything like that. And then you watch Top Gun like almost every day. Well, okay, I don't, but some of my family members do.
Mm-hmm.
It just becomes a lot, you know?
Side note, real quick, the radio has been really silent. Like, is it working silent? I haven't heard anything come through. If anyone listening at home, have you guys heard anything? I better like tap this thing. Is this thing on? I used in F2C. There's an SR-71 parked in front of the Space and Rocket Center in Huntsville, Bama. That's awesome. That is super awesome. Buzz says, I'm your Huckleberry. Okay, so side note, because I'm a squirrel, did he say, I'm your Huckleberry, or did he say, I'm your Hucklebearer in Tombstone? I love his character in Tombstone, by the way. Rogue Matt says, encrypted data streams will have ended as well. Regan says, we have had 2 test counts on 11175 around the start of the live. I must have missed those. Thank you so much. I must have my volume too low.
That'll happen.
Cats River Bends, what's the source on the nuke discussion? Hey, great question.
Mm-hmm.
Let's recap that for anyone joining in right now. Let me pull up the actual quote. I'm not sure what to think on this. I'm going to leave this one up to you guys. It's not us being black-pilling or doomy. This came from Marjorie Taylor Greene. Struggling to pull up the quote here. Let me switch over to a different monitor.
Yeah, 6 hours ago.
Let's see here. Nope, that's David Grush. Wrong story. Stand by. Sorry. All right. Former Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene says they are discussing using nuclear weapons on Iran in a strategy meetings. Yes, you read that correctly. It's real. I'm not speculating. I know, and it's pure evil. She goes on to talk about the last time that we used nuclear bombs in Japan, in Hiroshima and Nagasaki. And she says the extreme suffering continued in the Japanese people, and goes on to talk about Trump promised no more wars. America is not untouchable. Do not use nuclear weapons and stop this war now. However, the first comment of somebody that I know, Sarah Adams, if you were familiar with her, she responded with, no one is nuking Iran. Haha. Now, if I had to take someone's like word as they said it, I personally, this is just me, I would personally agree with Sarah Adams in almost every point ever. I like Sarah Adams a lot, and I think what she's done for this country and continues to do is just amazing. And I don't know, kind of love everything that she says. So I would kind of go with Sarah Adams possibly on this one, hopefully. Open source Intel says, I'm sure meeting went something like this. Well, I guess if we have to nuke Iran, if they don't open up the Strait of Hormuz. Let's see here. We had Buzz. Hey, Buzz has a $5 super chat, guys. Buzz says, love you guys. Thank you. Hey, thank you so much. Thanks for being here tonight, Buzz. Jack Horcon says, rest in peace, Val Kilmer. I know. That's awful. Whiplash Games. I'm certain this is all talk. It would be even beyond the idiocracy of the administration. I would agree. I think this is hopefully just nonsense. Amy says, love Sarah Adams. I know, she's wonderful. Rogue Matt says, nuclear doctrine changed as of late. Open source OFC. Thank you, Rogue Matt. Speaking of dinner, I better head that way myself and get some dinner. Here in just a second, we're going to restart the 24/7 stream, get that up and going again. I really want to give a shout out to everyone that joined us tonight over on TikTok and over on YouTube. We also have a new chatter over there on TikTok. Welcome in Big Boss McCarthy. Says MTG is a traitor leaking intel. Thank you for the comment over there on TikTok. Again, thank you to We the People for joining in on over there, and Sicilian American, longtime friend of the channel. Thank you for your support over there. Thank you to everyone over here. And Buzz, thank you for the super chat. Thank you, moderators, for doing everything that you do and keeping this place just an amazing place to be. And thank you to everyone sharing intel on the channel. And no matter if it's headers, news, spots, all the fun stuff, you guys make this place amazing as well. Thank you, Fried.
Oh, thank you.
Always killing it up here with me. And Swiller, knowing all the things and keeping us fact-checked and up to date, and a walking AI thesaurus.
Yeah, he really is.
Big database of info.
You know, before we go, I do want to say this last week, it was very busy, right, with work.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to say the thing that made me laugh the most was that 2 days ago, it was the anniversary of the big national beaver drop. Well, it wasn't a national beaver drop, but there was a beaver drop in Idaho. And it just made me laugh because right after World War II, you guys, so they had these extra parachutes. They took beavers that were kind of chewing on trees and disrupting homes being built in Idaho. And they packed them up in little boxes, kind of like the giant egg drop, right? Back when we were in
Pictures on
elementary
screen.
School. And they dropped them into the back country of Idaho to go ahead and start dams back there where they needed it. But what was happening, they couldn't carry them via mules and things like that. So they had these parachuting beavers. So it was National Beaver Drop Day 2 days ago. So happy day for that. So
when I first saw this, I thought it was like just a silly post. I didn't realize this was real.
Yeah, that was a real thing.
And that's I kind of assumed that it would happen in Wisconsin because that sounds like a very Wisconsin thing to do.
Yeah, no.
That's the second funniest thing I've heard this week.
Oh, no.
The first funniest is I heard there was this kid who was out on a bike ride, and he came across an item that was free. It had a sign on it that said free. And next thing you know, the kid comes in and goes, "Look, Mom, I found a free sign."
He sure did. That
was the free sign instead of the free item.
My child, speaking of doing weird things in Wisconsin, yes, my child went for a bike ride yesterday, and I laughed so hard because he brought home a free sign. And I said,
the part that says free.
He brought home the sign that said free and left the free item sitting there. He said it was next to a scooter, and he never asked for the scooter, so he just liked that sign apparently. So
that's awesome.
Yeah. But thanks everybody for being here.
Yeah, thank you so much, everyone. Thank you again, Swiller. Hope you enjoyed your pancakes. Everyone have a great night, and join us just here in about 120 seconds. We're going to be back with the 24/7 stream going up over there again. Thank you to everyone. Have a great night, and let's have a great start to the week. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye.
Bye, everyone.